Yo, what is up, guys? What is poppin'? We're back with the ITL versus our buddy Eric and his Reno Regis, who handed us a loss in the NPL Finals, and I'm obviously trying to get a nice little revenge here, even though it's like more of a meaningless game, I would say, because it's just week 4 of the season. But I think Eric started 0-3 or 1-2, so beat him, we can like distance ourselves from him in our conference and make a nice jump like in the playoff seeding because 3 teams in our conference make playoffs, and right now I think with a win we would be the number 3 seed because obviously division winners lead the conference at the moment, which would be Sabi and Maddie. So definitely an important game because we definitely want to make playoffs, obviously. So Eric has a pretty solid team. Incredibly weak to hazards, but um, you see those threats: Secure and Black, Thunderous, Togekiss, Hitmonlee, so Valiant Rhino is what he brings, but he also had stuff like Jirachi, Tentacruel, and what was the other thing? Mega Absol, which we definitely had to prep for. But the team I built, in my opinion, is pretty solid. I decided to build like a more offensive team that tries to pressure him with hazards, and pretty much like I wanted to design a squad that every mon can kind of take on Pure and Black because I don't have a switch in for that. And yeah, we should be Gucci for that. The team is built around Autotomized Celesteela with Edgequake, Heavy Slam, and the Rocky MZ, which is, as you see, like it just goes in versus him. If I get a Beast Boost off, I'm pretty much guaranteed to sweep unless this is like a weird Silvally set, but Silvally is easily chipped down if he plays it recklessly, so I'm not too worried about that. If we can like beat Silvally, we can just like if we wear it down to like 50% or 40%, we can knock it out with a +1 earthquake, for example. So I'm not too worried. Also, I have my Z move, which I could use on it, but like I much rather would go for the Z edge versus Kyurem or Thunderous because I don't want to miss versus those, especially Thunderous, obviously because it resists Heavy Slam. But other things we have to look out for are Scarf Kyurem potentially, because I'm not designed to outspeed any Scarfers on his side. Um, and Scarf Thunderous, which would be solid brings, I would say, because Scarf Thunderous also revenges Mega Arrow as well as Kyurem Black does. Also, like they could also lure a nice Scarf Nidoqueen, which I actually brought. So definitely an option that one of those two is a Scarf, but I don't know. Maybe Togekiss is just a Scarf and he tries to finish stuff down, but we'll see how that goes. The rest of the squad is pretty much designed to help Celesteela sweep. I need rocks up to chip some stuff down because I want to like put stuff in range if like they run a barrier or something. So I brought Cobra Berry Frostless with Spikes, Ice Beam, Thunder Wave, and I think Destiny Bond. Doesn't really need to focus Sash because it pretty much lives any hit from any mon bar Rhydon. But versus a Rhydon, I could just click Destiny Bond or just switch out into, for example, Hydreigon. So not too worried about that. T-Wave obviously there to cripple Kieran Black, cripple one of those two. Cripple his defocus and removal like his other removal besides Focus and Thunderous and Full Valley, which he brought, and Hitmonlee. Like he has a lot of removal, but obviously Spin Block, Tentacruel, and Hitmonlee, and like I can just T-Wave them and then go into, for example, Mega Arrow or Nidoqueen to revenge kill them. So I'm not too worried about those. But like I don't know if he like prioritizes removal in our match. His team is definitely weak to hazards, but he has shown a tendency early in the season that he doesn't really care about removal. He got like, despite being very weak to rocks, he got like set up on like once or twice already, I think. Um, Maybe I'm wrong though, but we'll see. Clefairy is an unaware set. Pretty much helps with setup Thunderous because my team is not the fastest, even though I have the Mega Arrow, and even like can check how much Jirachi because I can wear it down if it's not Wish. Also decent Kyurem check unless it's like what's called Bandit or Specs, so gotta watch out for those. And also like kind of checks a dual dance Rhydon, and obviously Nasty Plot Kiss, but Nasty Plot Kiss can still flinch us down, so we gotta be mindful of that. also runs the yellow magic. Like I would just want to slow this team down so I can sweep with Celesteela more easier, but we'll see. Nido Queen is the scar for this week. Just outruns his fastest mod, which is Mega Absol. Focus Blast, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, and Stealth Rock. Pretty standard set as you see. Like I can, whereas this squad I can just spam Sludge Wave because Rhino's not switching in on Nido Queen, especially if he doesn't know that I'm Scarf or something. And like modest Sheer Force rolls could look like life of Sheer Force, so especially like not max invest in life up because if I'm timid or something and only run like 100 special attack EVs, could think I'm live or PC slash wave damage for example Curem or Silvally, which I think are his best switches to that. High Dragon here, Roost, Taunt obviously to prevent defogs. I have no problem sacking my High Dragon if it means I keep rocks up. So I could stay in and on Togekiss and just taunt it. Taunt Roost, Draco, Dark Pulse. Can't touch Togekiss, but pretty good versus everything else. Enough speed for Kyurem, obviously. Max HP and rest in special attack. Gives me a guaranteed Oko on Thundy and Kyurem after rocks easily. So I think on Kyurem even after a spike, but I'm not 100% sure. Probably should KO though, especially if he's nailed. And Mega Arrow is my second rocker this week, as I said. Keeping up the pressure with the rocks is number one priority for me. So I run Edgequake Arrow with Roost and Stealth Rock. Enough speed for his fastest mon, obviously, and max HP. Some nice attack investment to get Okos on Thundy and Kyurem after hazards, and then like we can go from there. So I decided to lead off with my Nido Queen because I felt like the Frosted lead is so obvious, and he probably wanted to like counter team or counter that with for example like some Silvally variant with the Thundy maybe that kind of forces me to Ice Beam and that can like just break my sash with Volt Switch for example, or maybe with the Cure which can set up subs on most variants, and both of those like I check fairly well, and like Nidoqueen can just knock out the Kyurem even though I have to scout for a Scarf pretty much, and like if he leads Thunders I could scout for the Psychic, but I could also just attack because the Scarf Ice Beam would like fuck up this Thunderous, so you probably should scout for that as well. I decided to lead over my Nidoqueen as expected, leads with Thunderous. Here I'm considering clicking Sludge Wave, but I also don't want to like reveal my Scarf that early, and it could pack like a Life Orb Psychic which would just knock me out while Sludge Wave can't knock him out. Like I don't pack the Ice Beam sadly. If I had sacked it, if I had packed it, I definitely would have gone for it here, but I don't think it's worth losing my Nidoqueen turn one because it still revenges Togekiss, helps with Rhydon, can lure Kyurem, can like knock out a weakened Hitmonlee. So definitely want to keep also my fighting resist in the back because if that's Unburden Lee with like normal jump fake out, it could be a problem in the late game. So I decided to switch out in my Hydra. I'm scouting hard pretty much for the Psychic because I think like if he stays in, he like he is going for Psychic, and if he like doesn't have to Psychic, he's gonna switch out. So I'm going to Hydra and he reveals the U-turn, which is unfortunate, but good information there. Like we shoot his U-turn easy. Max HP Hydra is a fat motherfucker, and he reveals the Life Orb. So this is one mon that cannot outspeed my Celesteela if I'm a +2, so this is nice. I can go into Togekiss now. I think I go back into my Nidoqueen here, yeah. Trying to see what he does, but he pulls a nice double switch into this thingy. Maybe scouting for like a Flash Cannon or Z Flash Cannon because I am potentially Z Hydra on my team. Z Hydra and Celesteela are my Z captain, so Hitmonlee would check it, and he later reveals to be AV Hitmonlee, so he also covers the switch into Nidoqueen, which is very nice for him. Can just go for a knockoff here, but still, I decided I wanna like I don't switch into this thing too well, so I decided I go into my just saying I make a misplay there kinda. I know like Scarf Lee can't knock me out with Earthquake, I know I live it, and versus every other Lee I decided getting chip off would be nice. Knockoff at this point didn't cross my mind during the match, but I definitely should have switched out there for sure. But I get the nice damage off on the Silvally, which is Silvally water, which I kind of expect from team preview because it's the best thing that like on his team that can check Memo Swine from what he brought. So figured this would be his preferred Silvally set. So I get some nice chip of now +1 Earthquake can potentially knock it out if I like get rocks up. So this is nice. Celesteela looking better every second. So I'm forced to switch out. I go into my Frostless here, see parting shots. Fine with me. I can pretty much T-Wave whatever comes in. He brings in this thingy, and I'm definitely clicking T-Wave. I don't think he's Limber Hitmonlee. If it gets Limber, I'm pretty sure it does. I don't think it is. So I can just like T-Wave it. And like the way he brought it in on my Nidoqueen potentially or my potential Z-Flashcam makes me think this is AV, but I wasn't sure at the moment. Just for knock, I have a Colbur Berry, don't even take 40, and I can get up a Spike here. He misses a Blaze Kick, which is on 4, he would have definitely hit that. But I can save my Frostless now because I can still like, oh yeah, Taunt is the last move on Frostless, not Destiny Bond by the way, so I can still Taunt Silvally and Tokus so they can't defog. I can still T-Wave stuff like the Curum, so that's nice. He gets paralyzed on the switch out. I would have chewed a Blaze Kick or here I go for the Wish, I think, as he goes into his big rider. And don't have the best switch if I can go into my thingy as he sets up his rocks. Rocks on my side aren't too bad, and the willingness like in which he like set up these rocks, like early rocks for him when he kinda is forced to defog, pretty much like tells me that he probably doesn't have defog on anything, so he might be rapid spin only, but I can spin block that and then like revenge kill it with, for example, arrow or something if I get to weaken it. So here I can just go for the, I could just go for the, could have just gone for the, what's called, Dark Pulse, but I didn't want like Tokus to come in for free, so I double out into my Frostless, as I think I just go for the Ice Beam here. No, I just go for another Thunder Wave, yeah. T-Waving Tokus would be nice. If it was Scarf, it definitely was my play because I live an Air Slash potentially if he's like a bulky Scarfer, because I have like a bunch of investment, and if he's like offensive Scarf, he knocks me out anyway, and I don't really have a switching for that because like I don't really want to bring an arrow on rocks plus a Scarf modest Air Slash or something, or like even next special attack Air Slash. Here goes for knock again as I go into my Clef. Look at his team, like Clef, definitely the most expendable Mon because like he isn't set up Thunderous because he's U-turn. He isn't Scarf Thunderous, so I don't need a backup check other than arrow. And yeah, it doesn't like really beat anything on the squad, so I can just like go for one wish here. Seeing if he has poison jab, he does. He gets the poison, which is on 4th, but I get a nice Moonblast off on the next turn. Go for the protect here. Get back to 50. I know I live, and I don't know if I live one, but I know I outspeed it. So I can get up the Moonblast, and he knocks, makes a nice misplay there, and go for another Moonblast. Don't knock him out. He doesn't get parried, but this Lee is not dead pretty much. I can go into my Hydra and go for the Dark Pulse Revenge, but he saves it as death fodder. Fine with me. Maybe even he does have default, but I'm not sure yet. Togekiss comes in, and now like I really want to get up my rocks. I should have gotten an up turn 1 versus the Thundy had I known he wasn't psychic, but I couldn't risk it. And here I kind of make a misplay. I go to my arrow instead of my Nidoqueen because I like show Nidoqueen all the time as my switch in. I figured he would just attack and go for the Air Slash here if he had it, and arrow would be a way better check that because it's also unnerved arrow. I don't have to Mega Evolve turn 1, so yeah, could have gone into Nidoqueen here, but he makes just a safe play and goes for T-Wave. Had I gone into Nidoqueen here, I pretty much would have claimed to kill, but he would have had the Hitmonlee sack there. So looking back, probably like a no drawback play going into Nidoqueen, but if he was Scarfed, he could have like 3 KO'd me and flinched me down, but yeah, like Arrow still outspeeds his Togekiss unless it's Scarf, and he isn't Scarf T-Wave, so I'm pretty much guaranteed to get on my rocks here. So he goes hard into Rhydon. I Mega Evolve because I know like that he has the leftovers now, which he revealed on the last turn, and I know that like, I can get on my rocks guaranteed, but I get paralyzed. But I know Rhydon doesn't outspeed, and I can set up my rocks now. I'm willing to sack my arrow here because I'm just like setting up for the for the win with Celesteela. Also, if he like knocks me out, and yes, I look weaker to Thunderous, but I still have like an arrow at full and a Scarf Nidoqueen which can revenge kill S. So I'm not too worried. Goes for the Earthquake on a nice over prediction there. I get to weaken this Rhydon, which is big for my Celer, and he knocks me out with the Stone Edge, and now I can go into my Celesteela. Got a free setup here. He is going to sack Hitmonlee on this turn, which is a fine play, I think, but he also reveals to have a Scarf Kyurem in the back. My Celesteela is EV to live a Scarf Fusion Bolt after Rocks, which is nice. So in my opinion, the best play here was to attack me, not save his Rhydon, because Rhydon doesn't check anything anymore. Would have been just as fine of a sack. Going for the Stone Edge here definitely is play in my opinion, instead of going for the Hitmonlee sack, because the Stone Edge definitely would have put me in range of a Scarf Fusion Ball, and I would have been forced to like autotomize again, in which case I wasn't guaranteed. I wasn't knocking out Kyurem guaranteed, so I would have had to burn my edge and then have to hit my like my Z edge, and then I have to hit an edge versus Thunderous, or like even Togekiss, like even though like Togekiss drops to a weaker Heavy Slam anyway. But he makes this Hitmonlee sack, which I think is a misplay. Probably didn't like think it through as much as he needed to, or didn't expect like the autotomize Celestia. But now I can just go in. Thunderous comes in. I will burn my Z edge here. No reason not to. Even if he like scouts for it, I can just click Stone Edge later and hopefully hit. Now he goes into Kyurem, and as you see, he is Scarfed, and he will go for the Fusion Bolt, but he won't knock me out. I live 77, he does, and Heavy Slam knocks it out at +1, obviously. So I'm at +2 now, and now everything dies. And at first I was confused if this was Berry Togekiss, but even he showed leftovers, so I was kind of done. But even Berry Togekiss would have dropped to the Heavy Slam. Now Thing comes in, Earthquake knocks it out, and Celesteela will be able to wrap up this game with a nice 5-0 sweep. GG, Eric. Glad I got to shit on you with my Celesteela after I lost the finals in the NPL, but definitely a fun one. I definitely got my rocks way too late in my opinion. Should have gotten them up probably turn 1, maybe like turn 3 or 4 instead of going for the Sludge Wave with Nidoqueen. Maybe it was turn 8 or so, but I definitely should have pressured him more, because I could have preserved differential potentially if I had done so. But anyway, this was a fun game. We improved to 3-1, looking clean for playoffs if we like don't mess up during the rest of the season. Still 9 weeks left, so a lot can happen, but I'm positive we can clutch out some wins during the season and will make playoffs. Obviously, Maddie, if he loses one game, he probably will concede his #1 spot in the division to us, so that should be a very tight race to the playoffs. Who wins the division, who gets the first round bye. Sebi is undefeated at the moment, so definitely looking interesting. The other guys in our conference are a little like are already 2 or 3 games away, which is unfortunate, but maybe one of them will make a late season push, so it gets even more interesting to see who makes playoffs. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and I think I catch you in the next week. See ya.